Okay. So, yes, we're starting this live stream now, and let me just, do a little introduction of the stream again, and then I will introduce our guest, who was unfortunately a little bit late, but now she's here, so that's perfect. So yes, let's do this again. I'll invite you in soon, Confidence, just a second here. So yes, everyone, welcome to the first Cafetalk English Tutor Introduction live stream. It's a new series that we're doing where we're introducing Cafetalk tutors and have a little chat. And もう一度日本語で言います。今日は第1回カフェトーク英語講師とおしゃべりのライブ配信です。私はカフェトークのスタッフです。マレンと言います。そうですね。今もすでに気づいたと思いますが、今日の配信はちょっとカジュアルな感じで、通常のセミナーとかシンポジウムと違う感じで、裏の、配信の設定とかも、全部私が、やっていますので、ちょっとトラブルも先ほどもあったんですけど、はい、ご了承ください。So the format of this live stream is a little bit more casual than other seminars or symposiums that we've done. For example, I'm also doing the technical side myself. So there was a bit of a trouble in the beginning. I'm sorry about that. And thank you very much to everyone who is watching. And I see in the chat you're saying you can hear us now too. Okay, perfect. So let me invite Confidence in as well. Okay. Hello. Nice to meet you. I think you might still be muted.
Hi, Madeline. Yes, I am very much muted. I
Hi,
was waiting.
nice to meet you.
I was waiting like 5 minutes for the event to start, but I noticed after like 7 minutes after me waiting that I hadn't clicked the accept terms on Vimeo.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah, no problem.
I sent an email that was waiting. Then I realized, oh, there's a box I need to check before I can get in. I'm so sorry.
Okay,
I wasn't
no problem.
waiting.
Yeah. No problem. I'm glad you're here now. Yeah, I also had a bit of trouble in the beginning. I was muted, so maybe the stars weren't completely aligned, but now we're here. So yes, let's switch over to this little presentation I prepared so we can better get to know you. Let's have a look. So I have a couple of topics based on the great answers you submitted in the questionnaire. So we'll start with a quick profile. Can you read yourself, where you're from, where you currently are, what's on the screen?
I should read from the screen.
Oh, yeah. Can you basically introduce yourself with what's on the screen? Sorry.
Okay. I am Confidence. I'm 30 years old. I am a Cameroonian. But I live here in Lagos, Nigeria, and I teach English on Cafetalk and other platforms, and offline too. And my favorite animal is a cat, but I couldn't send pictures because I don't have, where I live, I'm not allowed to have pets, so
Okay.
I don't have a cat at the moment. Yeah, so anything steak is my favorite food actually.
Okay, nice. So back at home, did you have a cat or?
Yeah, I did have cat, but I kind of didn't take pictures. I didn't take pictures of it.
No problem. Yeah, I was just wondering. Okay. I will add in some Japanese translation in between, and then we'll keep talking in English. コンフィデンスさんは、カメルーン出身なんですが、今は、ナイジェリアの首都、ラゴスに住んでいます。で、カフェトークでは英語を教えていて、好きな動物は猫ですね。で、好きな、食べ物は、ステーキなら何でもということです。So I thought maybe a lot of our students don't really know where are Cameroon and Nigeria, and how big are the countries maybe compared to Japan. So I made this little comparison, which I thought was really interesting. It's I think the size of Nigeria in total is apparently a bit similar to Japan. Of course, the shape is different, and then Cameroon is very big. Oh, sorry, the other way around. Sorry, I'm seeing the words very small. So Cameroon is the size is similar, and Nigeria is next to it, very big.
Yeah.
So yeah, how has it been for you to move countries? Did you have any culture shock?
Uh, it yeah. Well, before I moved here, I began school in the capital,
Hmm.
and there are a lot of Nigerians because we share border with Nigeria actually. So there are a lot of Nigerians who already school who were in my country going to school. So I had a couple of friends. So a lot of the cultural shocks were not really new to me because I'd seen them and in existence with Nigerians that were back home. So, but there were still some things that it took me a lot of time to get used to here. They don't have 24/7 electricity here. Back home, we have electricity. So it was such a big thing for me to get used to the blackout all the time. But I'm
Hmm.
used to it now. I notice they use generators. And then the food, ugh, we have way better food back home. I'm not dissing them, but we have way better food back home. We have more food back home. And I had
Hmm.
to get used to their cuisine. So that was another show. And then the way they talk, the way they do more of a in English, and I do English back home. So I kind of had to get used to that to be able to move around and integrate into the society. Aside from that, every other thing I was able to, get along.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I'll just summarize that as well in Japanese. そうですね、カメルーンからナイジェリアに引っ越したんですが、それでカルチャーショックとかありましたかとちょっと聞いてみたんですが、大きなのは、ナイジェリアには、たまに停電があって、それにやはり、慣れなければいけなかったんですが、今はもう慣れているんですが、そのために、家に電気のためのジェネレーターがある人もいるみたいですね。で、あと食べ物がかなり違って、個人的に彼女はやっぱり出身国の食べ物の方が好きと言っています。あと、英語の発音も違うみたいですね。で、彼女的には、ナイジェリアの人の方がちょっと英語はなまっていて、自分のカメルーン出身の英語はもうちょっとスタンダード英語に近いと言っています。Okay, great. Then let's see some more. So you sent me some things about movies you liked and other stuff. So yeah, you said you really liked Denzel Washington as an actor, and this is a recent movie he did, right?
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
So what did you like especially about this movie?
I've watched the first one, Equalizer 1, Equalizer 2. So Equalizer 3 has been out a little bit, but I was a little bit too busy, so I just recently watched it. It's basically a movie about a vigilante who is an ex-commando who wanted to live a quiet life, but will not doesn't like injustice. So if he sees injustice, he feels the need to correct it. So it gave me aside from the fact that it's Denzel Washington that stars in it, the idea that there's somebody who can fix evil. It's really appealing to me. It's just that we don't have real life. We have real life superheroes, but it's just so rare to see them these days. Uh, and it was kind of like a Disney kind of feel like, oh, if there's something bad happens to you, they're gonna fix it and all of that. That's most what I love about the movie, and the
Mhm.
fact that it's of course in Washington. Then the scenery was great. The storyline is always amazing. It's always great, and the videography itself, videography
Mhm.
is amazing. I love movies because that's really what I want to do with my life someday.
Mhm. Making
But
movies yourself?
Uh, I did theater arts and English in school. I minored in
Okay.
theater arts. Yes, so I kind of I want to someday do my own movies, but not just now.
Okay. Yeah, that's so cool. Nice. そうですね。彼女にいろんな、好きなこととか聞いてみたんですが、この映画、英語では Equalizer 3という名前らしいんですけど、ちょっと調べてみたら、日本語では、Equalizer The Final というタイトルだったと思います。で、この、主人公役をしているデンゼル・ワシントンさんは、彼女は、俳優としてすごい好きらしくて、で、アクション映画で、 この主人公が、特に反撃できない人、に対するの不正は耐えられなくて、その映画は、ユートピアを描いていて、こういう弱い人を助ける、スーパーヒーローみたいな存在の人ががいて、悪人が簡単に逃げ出せない世界を描いている映画で、それは彼女がとても好きでしたと言っています。そして自分も映画は今後将来的に作りたいと言っていました。Okay, let's see what else we have. So you're studying French as your kind of hobby or your personal goal right now?
Yes. At the moment, I'm taking French lessons. I am Cameroonian, which Cameroon and Canada are the only two bilingual countries in the world. But it doesn't mean that everybody in Cameroon is bilingual, because Cameroon is largely French, but I come from English-speaking Cameroon. So I still have to go to the zones where they speak French to learn, or school in the French area, or take French seriously. If not, I'm not going to be bilingual. I am intermediate bilingual, but I'm trying to get to fluency at the moment. So I'm taking it seriously, and I had to write an exam to test my proficiency. So that's what I'm doing right now.
So if someone's mother tongue is English or French, does it depend just on the family or the area they live in, or what does it usually depend on?
If you were born in the French zone, basically you're going to be francophone. That's what they call the French speakers in Cameroon called francophones. If you're born in the English-speaking part, you are going to be anglophone. But if you are an anglophone, born in the French-speaking part, and your parents speak English, the likelihood that you're going to be bilingual is very high.
Because everyone
and vice
around
versa,
you
but most
speaks French.
Exactly. The Cameroons is let's say 80% French, 20% English. So most English people are more bilingual than French people, because most English people are the ones who migrate to the French zone, because there are a lot more of them. So yeah, it depends on where you were born, and also your choice if you choose to be bilingual, because some people never, even though they're born in the capital by English parents, for example, the capital is French speaking. By English parents, for example, they never ever just want to learn the language. They just rather comfortable with speaking just English. So it's also choice, and also the fact that we're born there.
Do you also have a chance to use French in Nigeria at all, or is it more when you go back to Cameroon?
It's more so when I go back home. Nobody speaks French here. It's so difficult to find expatriates here that speak French. I have to join an online club and then there are also Nigerians who are trying to learn French right now. Where the ones that are trying to learn, that get to me, I try to teach them. The ones that are serious, but it's so hard to find a Nigerian speaking French. Except for when I went to the French center to write my exams, I met some Nigerians who were interested in French. So that was the only time I got to know about them. But
nice.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's always nice to make friends who have the same study goals as you. I'm sure a lot of the students watching can relate to that as well. Okay, let me just summarize that again. 彼女に、今自分が何か、趣味があるのか、など、について聞いてみたら、実は自分は今フランス語を勉強中ということで、出身国の、カメルーンは、80% ぐらいの人は、フランス語が母国語で、20% だけは、英語が母国語です。で、彼女は、英語で育ってきたんですが、やはり、国の中で移動すると、フランス語しか通じないところもあるので、フランス語もやっぱり流暢になりたい。今はすでに何となく話せるらしいんですけど、やっぱり流暢になりたくて。で、今住んでるナイジェリアは、フランス語を話せる人もいるのかと聞いてみたら、やはりほとんどいなくて、そういうランゲージパートナーを見つけるのもちょっと、とても難しいみたいで、多分皆さん、配信を見てる皆さんも、そういう同じ勉強ゴールがある仲間、探しとか、きっと、そういう考え方とか分かってると思います。Okay. Yeah, you told me that a very famous site in Cameroon are these falls, and I'm not sure how to pronounce it, so maybe you can tell me.
They're called the Menchum Falls. Menchum.
Menchum. Okay.
Falls in Cameroon. Yeah, it's a touristic attraction. It's actually, but we when I left my locality, I was pretty young. Younger kids are not allowed. Kids are not actually allowed in that area because they deem it dangerous too. Because people have gotten missing in it. It's this is the only picture I could get, but I hear that it's vast and the falls are really a sight to behold. But I was never allowed to go there while I was back home. I was younger. Kids were not allowed in the area because of people get missing. There are also mysterious things that are happening. So we were not allowed. But this is a touristic attraction. We also have others, but this is I pinpoint this one because it was in my locality. But there are also really beautiful places in Cameroon that that attract tourists back home.
Okay, very nice. Yeah, it looks totally beautiful. そうですね。彼女が、育ってきたカメルーンの地域の、とても有名なところはこの滝、メンチュム・フォールズという滝らしいです。ちょっと自分は行ったことがないらしくて、ちょっとまあ多分、森の中、闇の中で、子供はちょっと、危ないかもしれないということで、ちょっと子供の頃は行ったことがないらしいです。And I also asked you who's a famous person in your country. And in this case, you sent me a Nigerian singer, so from the country you currently reside in. Yeah, can you tell me a bit about what kind of music Davido makes?
He makes Afro. There's a certain kind of sound. Afro, basically African music. So they call it Afro music. That's basically kind of song that he makes. I'm not a fan of Afro music, but I know he's really popular, and I personally like him for his charitable spirit. He's very charitable. He's very known. He's known for giving back to the society, and his music is pretty cool for people who gravitate towards that kind of music. But I kind of like slower, more deeper music. Theirs is just for the moment hype, like just to dance for the moment. And that I love music that supersedes generations. But he's one person I could really say that he's touched a lot of lives here in Nigeria. Ever since I've been here, I noticed it.
Nice. So. And I tried to look into him a little bit. So he was born in the US, but then grew up in Nigeria?
Yeah, he's a son of one of the richest people here in Nigeria. If you check his family, his parents are like billionaires in US dollars. But he was born in the US, tried to go to school in the US, but I think he was more inclined to do music. He really wanted to do music that he didn't. I don't think he went through school really. So he came back to Nigeria to do music.
Okay, nice. And so you said the music you like is a bit less dance music and a bit more slow and relaxing?
Yeah, deeper music that has a bigger story to tell. The music they make, Afro music, for example, is just to dance, basically to dance, to have a good time. And that's it. But I like music that goes, I love Whitney Houston kind of music. I don't know if you know Whitney Houston.
Yes.
Yeah, that kind of Whitney Houston kind of music where year after year it's still powerful.
Yeah.
You know, and once we're done dancing to this tune, we kind of forget. It's so difficult for you to sit down and want to sing a Davido song because, well, it's not my thing. I think for other people, maybe they might be okay with it, but me, I really like deeper songs that transcend just dancing, that has meaning and depth.
Yeah. I understand that. Yeah. 有名な人として、紹介してくれたのが、このナイジェリア出身の、シンガーソングライターのダビドさんで、アフロビーツという、ダンスミュージッククラブで、踊りやすい音楽を作っているらしくて、それでとても有名です。で、ただ彼女、自身は、こういうダンス音楽よりは、もうちょっと落ち着いている、そして、 一回クラブで聴いて踊ってちょっと忘れてしまう曲とかではなくて、もう何年前からあって、今でも聴ける、例えばアメリカのウィトニー・ヒューストン、という歌手の音楽などが好きらしいです。Okay. Yeah, let's talk a little bit about your English lessons. So, yeah, I just copied what you sent me, but can you maybe read it out or talk a bit about what you told me, what got you interested in teaching?
When after school, even though I did study English, I didn't know that I was going to end up as a teacher. I thought I was going to move to Nigeria because if you want to excel in the movie industry, it's bigger here in Nigeria. Nigeria is the biggest African country actually in terms of land mass and population. So, and being in Cameroon where just 20% of people is English, it's going to be difficult for you to make movies in English that will really have a wider reach because the rest are French and do not understand English. So I moved here with hopes of getting in and really doing something for myself. But when I got here, I noticed it was going to be really difficult for a foreigner to just dive into the industry and make a name for themselves. It was a little bit difficult for me. So I started doing other things, little jobs, customer service, and all that good stuff. Then when I have a conversation with people in Nigeria, I get so fed up with the way they pronounce things, with the way the mix up verb subject placement, and I will correct them. So in my office, they started calling me an English teacher. It was funny at first. It was funny at first, but I started getting, a love for it and a love for teaching people, a love for people saying that, oh, can you tell me how to say this? What does this word mean? And all of that. So I kind of like, okay, maybe I could really make a living out of teaching. So somebody suggested Preply. The first side I suggested was Preply. I had a girlfriend who said, oh, she teaches on Preply. She knows that I've always been like, I have a thing for English and I studied English, so I could try teaching. So I started teaching on Preply, and I noticed that I really loved how I was able to share my knowledge and help somebody to be able to on their language acquisition journey. And it just became a thing for me. I quit my job, so I do this teaching thing full time now. I quit my job as a customer service representative. I have a little business on the side, but I really do love being able to give back in the form of passing on knowledge in the language that I really love, in the language that I studied. So right now
Nice.
I'm really obsessed. I'm obsessed with teaching. I'm obsessed with somebody living from the basic, not be able to construct a sentence, to be able to hold a conversation in English because I help them. So teaching is becoming a big thing for me.
Wonderful, thank you. そうですね、彼女が先ほども言ったんですが、もともとね、ナイジェリアに来た理由が、映画が作りたくてで、ナイジェリアは、特に、英語でのアフリカで作られている映画の中では一番、強い国で、最初はいろんな、アルバイトとかやったり、で、やはり同僚が、先ほども彼女が言ったように、ちょっと英語がなまっていたり、ちょっと英語間違ってるところがあって、で、それは、彼女が、ちょっと修正したり、この方が正しいよとか提案したり、で、だんだんその英語を誰かに教えることに、興味を持って、で、オンラインで英語を教える仕事を始めて、で、誰かに、英語を教えるだけではなくて、ずっと一緒にレッスンをしてる人が、だんだん上達して、最初は片言しか喋れなかった人と、だんだん会話ができるようになる楽しさ、を知ってからは、やっぱり、自分は、もっともっと英語を教えたい、それを仕事にしたいと思って、前のカスタマーサービスの仕事を辞めて、今はフルタイムで、英語をオンラインで教えています。Okay, let's go through the next ones. So yeah, the lessons you offer on Cafetalk are different English lessons ranging from conversational to exam preparation. So students can definitely check that out on your profile. 彼女のプロフィールには、会話英語レッスンから、試験対策まで様々なレッスンがあるので、ぜひ後でご確認ください。And So yeah, I ask all the tutors what's unique about your lesson, and the two things you said is giving the student talking time as well as creating a safe space. So yeah, can you talk about why that is important or how you do that?
Okay. My style of teaching is basically more student oriented. Like, what does the student want to achieve? What are they trying to get? Are you trying to pass on exams? Are you just trying to be fluent? Are you just trying to have a conversation to, up your game in English, vocabulary? Is it what are you struggling with? So I let you speak more. I find out that students, when I make them comfortable, because not every student who comes into my class is that confident.
Right.
Even if they're confident, something that they have different personalities. So I create a safer space for them where they speak a lot. They speak a lot, and I only try to correct them later. Like, let them have the freedom to express and talk about their dreams and things that make them happy in the language that they're learning. I find it makes them very comfortable that way, and they are able to learn a lot that way with less interruptions, with less me trying to butt in every now and then to correct them. I find that that's an effective way for me to get across to them, make them comfortable, and have them speak. Speakers, even though they're making a lot of mistakes, but they're super confident. They get super confident, and then when I correct them, I notice that they're improving faster.
Mhm.
So it's basically creating a
Right.
safe space for the students, giving them the upper room to speak more, and then you getting to correct them, and just let them know that, oh, you say this way. This is the better way to do it. This is what you should do when and not be afraid to keep making the mistakes, because that's the whole point of
Yeah.
learning. Make mistakes and learn.
Right. Yeah, that's so true. Only by making mistakes we improve and we learn.
Exactly.
彼女のレッスンは、その、レッスンの時間はセーフスペース、生徒さんにとってセーフスペースになって、自信を持って、ちょっと間違っても、とりあえず喋るのが大事。そして、自分の言いたいことを表すのが大事。なので、それを、心配しないで、何でも言える、スペースは作っています。そうですね。ちょっとした、間違いをしても、全然大丈夫なので、それをするとだんだん、皆さんも上達すると思います。Okay, so yeah, I asked which lesson you would recommend for a student to take first, and you said your counseling lesson, which I think is a great choice. It's just 20 minutes, so it's easy to fit into everyone's schedule, and just 500 points. So yeah, I would also recommend that to the students. もし、コンフィデンス先生のレッスンに興味があれば、このカウンセリングレッスン20分、500ポイントがあるので、彼女的にもそれが、初レッスンとしておすすめらしいので、ぜひ、申し込んでみてください。And yes, here we have a QR code of her profile as well. So you can pause this or come back later and scan this to go to her profile, or go to cafetalk.com/tutor/search and input her name. The time difference between Nigeria and Japan is 8 hours. So for us, it's evening right now, 7:30. And for you, it's 11:30 in the morning. And in Japanese time, you're mostly available quite early due to the time difference, so 2 a.m. to 9:30, or kind of in our peak time after work for Japanese students, so 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. And yeah, also you can find her on online standby, so feel free to check that out as well. 今画面に出ているのは、ナイジェリアと日本の時差で、8時間で、今は日本はもちろん夜なんですが、ナイジェリアはまだ朝11時です。で、レッスン可能な時間は朝2時、日本時間朝2時から9時半までと、皆さんの仕事終わってからの、夜6時から、夜11時まで、がレッスンが可能な時間になっています。で、彼女はたまに、今すぐレッスン機能も使っていますので、この時間以外でも、今すぐのレッスンの機能でも、ぜひ見つけてください。we didn't have time to talk about it right before the live stream, so I just wanted to ask, do you plan to use online standby after the stream or not? That is fine as well.
No, I would love to. when I'm not doing anything, I'd like to be available for anybody who wants a quick lesson.
Okay, great.
Online standby is good for me.
Okay, then maybe after the stream, the students can check it out and maybe find you there as well. この配信が終わった後でも、今すぐレッスンに、もしかしてちょっといるかもしれないので、ぜひ見てみてください。Okay. And now I will switch over to just giving the students a quick tour through upcoming other events we have, and then I'll come back to you again. So I'll just switch to a different screen for a second. Okay. はい。それでは、ちょっとだけこれからのカフェトークの別のイベントも、紹介したいと思います。この QR コードは、先生のプロフィールではなくて、特殊ページがリストアップされているページに飛びます。この、cafetalk.com/specialbacknumber のページに飛びますね。では、実は、今日なんですけど、today is, Cafe Talk Day. Every 19th of the month is Cafe Talk Day. If you haven't taken a lesson yet, you can still book a lesson through online standby, and you can still get the 30% points back after the lesson has been completed. Or you can make a booking for next week's, or next month's, Cafe Talk Day. そうですね、事前予約はもちろん、本日なのでもうできないんですけど、今すぐレッスン機能で、本日中に、レッスンを受講したら、その 30%、ポイントバックが、もらえますので、もし今日レッスン取りたければ、ぜひカフェトークデーなので、取ってみてください。And, other languages as well. Maybe some of you are studying different things. We have this ongoing Korean dictation challenge, which you can do on your own and challenge yourself by listening and then writing out what is in the challenge. It's still ongoing until March 24th. 韓国語学習者ももしかしているかもしれないので、この、多分、日本語のタイトル、バタースギチャレンジでしたっけ？コリアンディクテーションチャレンジがあって、まだ3月24日までありますので、ぜひ、見てみてください。And then, maybe if you're Japanese, maybe you have friends who study Japanese. We have a Japanese online speech contest where if you're studying Japanese, you can sign up and you can practice a speech and then get feedback from popular Cafe Talk Japanese tutors. So if that's interesting to you or to your friends who study Japanese, please let them know. もしかしてお友達とかに日本語を勉強している、友人などいるかもしれないので、そしたらぜひこの日本語、オンラインスピーチコンテストを、その友人に教えてください。スピーチを用意して、録音して、そして、そのスピーチについて、人気のカフェトーク日本語講師、からフィードバックがもらえるというコンテストなので、はい、私も楽しみにしています。どんなスピーチが来るかな。And we also have our book club again, which is a reading event where you can take lessons with different tutors around different books from different genres, so check that out as well. そして、まだ始まっていないんですけど、ページはすでに出ていて、本とかレッスンも確認できる、状況なので、また、カフェトークブッククラブを、3月20、ちょっと文字が小さくて25から、4月7日まで、またやりますので、ぜひ、そのレッスンもチェックアウトしてください。And, this one is just in Japanese, so I'll just do that in Japanese. そうですね。小学生の春休み応援キャンペーンはあって、小学生向けの、様々なレッスンが、リストアップされている特集ページなので、もし、お子様がいる、方が今いらっしゃれば、ぜひそれも見てください。And of course, let's not forget, you can always take lessons whenever you feel like it through online standby. So again, you can go there from this QR code and just check it out and see who's currently online. And maybe later you'll find confidence there as well. もし、いきなりちょっとレッスン取ってみたいという気分になりましたら、最近リニューアルされた今すぐレッスン機能、なら、本当にいつでも、レッスンが取れて、時間によっている講師はもちろん、違うんですが、もし興味があれば、ぜひ覗いてみて、今どういうレッスンがあるのか、どんな人がいるのか、見てみてください。And, okay, let's go back to the previous screen and let's invite Confidence back again. Okay, so here we are again. If you want to check out her profile, you can find that by scanning this code or by searching her name on Cafetalk. Please check out her lessons. She also has another video on her profile where she talks a little bit about her lessons, so feel free to check that out. And is there anything else you want to add about your profile or the lessons you're doing? Any message to the students?
For now, I don't think there's much I want to add. It's just going to be great to meet more people, and I really enjoy talking to people all over the world. That's one of the reasons why I took on teaching, being able to reach people all over. I may never see, but connect with people all over the world. It's so fun, especially in Japanese, and
Yes.
and that's like my first thing. I've never seen a Japanese here.
Mm-hmm.
So I can only see when I watch Korean movies or Japanese movies.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been really fun being able to teach people that in Japan, 8 hours away from me. Like
Right.
the time difference is so, yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Yeah. And talking about, what movies do people like? What food do they like? What's different? Maybe what's similar? How do you connect in surprising ways? That's always really fun.
It's so fun. It is. It is.
そうですね。最後に彼女に何かメッセージがあるか聞いてみたんですが、やはりこういうオンラインレッスンを通して、そうですね。先ほども言いましたが、8時間の時差もある日本、または韓国、にいる生徒さんと、気軽に会話ができたり、その人の、興味とか、聞いてみたりとか、結構遠いかもしれないんだけど、その遠い国に住んでる人とも、つながってお話しできるのは、この英語講師の仕事の一番楽しいところなので、はい、皆さんも多分、逆バージョンなんですけど、同じ考えだったらぜひ会話レッスンなど申し込んでみてください。Okay, so the last thing I can say is next week, on Wednesday, March 27, we'll have the next live, and then we'll meet Linda. You might be guessing from her name as well as from the flag. She will be located in South Africa. So we're kind of doing a little tour of different places. And I look forward to hopefully meeting all of you guys in that live stream again as well. 次回は3月27の、夜8時に、リンダ、講師と、対話します。その、リンダ・イン・ケープタウンという名前でも多分皆さんは知ってるかもしれないんですけど、南アフリカ出身の、リンダさんと来週お話しします。Okay, that's it for today. I think I had a nice end screen. And thank you again as well so much, Confidence, for making the time. It was really lovely talking to you. And all that's left is we can say goodbye to the students, and then I'll switch to our end screen and I can say goodbye again to you as well. So goodbye, everyone. Thank you for joining. ありがとうございました、皆さん。バイバイ。